Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. This is Dream Another Day Tarot, and this is going to be a reading for whoever needs to hear it. This is going to be a continuation of the reading I just did over on TikTok. So if you're over here now from those videos, welcome. Thanks for coming over to YouTube. I really appreciate it. We're definitely trying to bring some of that here. So just to recap quickly, because this is a very important reading in my opinion, this is about you remembering who you are in a big way. Remembering, and not just remembering, but discovering your talents, discovering what it is that makes you who you are, that makes you unique, and not only makes you unique, but what you're gonna do for others, okay? So what I'm getting here with the Wheel of Fortune is that you actually have so much power to bring abundance into the world and to actually help heal people. So with the Star card, you're also not only capable of helping other people, like through depression and through states of despair and things like that. Like you could even be like potentially be a grief counselor. I feel like you're somebody who could stand on a stage and give a motivational speech and like actually change people's lives. Like the energy I'm getting here is like you have so much power with the Magician. You have so much capability, and I feel like it's so untapped, and you don't even realize you have this wealth and this storage of beauty and talent to share with the world. You have so much to offer, and I feel like you have staying power, you have stamina, you have the ability to keep going even when times are tough. Like the bull, the ox, they can literally barrel through walls. Like they are tough as nails. They're the type of animal that will, you know, pull a plow all day, get up the next day and do it again, you know? And again, of course, humans are, you know, wrangling the thing, okay? But that also shows the power of humans, I think, in a lot of ways as well. Like we have the clever, like the intellect and the know-how to harness our power. So, but here's the thing, is I feel like you really want to harness your power for the good of all, for the good of others, for the good of yourself, having dignity and self-respect and having respect for others and wanting to help other people find that dignity in themselves, to pull themselves up out of the mud. And it's like the energy here is like you want to end this conflict. So this is what I think is so cool about this reading, is that you reject ideas of being in competition with others. And you may always have. And this could have actually been a little bit of like I don't want to say a downfall, but this could have been something that was a pitfall for you in your life, that you didn't realize you were in competition with other people until they made it abundantly clear, right? You didn't realize that it was a competition until people started, you know, labeling you the loser, right? Or you didn't realize it was a competition because you thought everyone was on the same team, but then you realized that that wasn't the case, right? So this is kind of like almost embarrassing for you, I think, on some level, because you're just so gentle and so pure. And I think that you have shown up in a lot of spaces with an open heart and genuinely thought that you were in safe company, or you genuinely thought that you guys were in a group, that this was a community, this was a team, whatever. And other people had different ideas, okay? Look at all these competition cards. This is like realizing you're at odds, then you realize, oh my God, we're all fighting against each other. We're all fighting for the same position. We're all fighting for the same, you know, spot at the top of the heap, whatever. And then this is like a you know, feeling defeated, right? In competition, feeling defeated in battle, because you're like, I didn't even know it was a battle to begin with until y'all started firing shots. And then I had to realize I need to learn how to defend myself. But the thing is you are recognizing this is flawed thinking. This is distorted thinking. This is not the way things are. This is the way that people make things. Okay, again, with this power energy, with the Magician card. Look at that, 10 of Wands in reverse. You're like, what a burden we carry, thinking that we have to be in competition with other people, and realizing that we are not the ones who created the system we live in. We are not the ones who showed up and said, you know what would be fun is if we, you know, all fight and scrap each other for what little bit is offered to us, and then, you know, label each other the problem, right? Like, I don't think anybody was born and decided that that was, you know, the way they wanted to live, right? But here's the thing. Your compassion is leading you on a spiritual journey, okay? Your love for others, your purity is of a divine nature. And I don't know if anyone's told you that. A lot of people may have told you that you were being naive. A lot of people maybe have told you that you are being too vulnerable to others, that you need to stop trying to help everybody. You need to just protect yourself and realize that not everybody is going to care about what you have to say. Not everybody's going to be emotionally or spiritually affected by you in a positive way, and that you just need to focus on yourself, right? So part of your healing journey could actually be learning where that balance is. Wow, excuse me, guys. Bless me. But I feel like a big part of what you're learning is there is a balance. There is a balance between loving yourself, keeping yourself safe from those who have ill intention towards you, that they may actually want to be in competition with you, and not just competition with you, but some of them may want to, take from you, right? So it's not like you have this goal, this prize at the end of the race, and you're just both trying to race each other. It's more like they see that you have tools at your disposal that make the game you're playing easier, and they want to take that from you to make it easier on themselves. And they don't care if it makes it harder on you, or even if it, causes major damage, right? So I think one thing that's important to note is that, one second, y'all, I hope this doesn't screw up my recording. Okay, awesome. I just wanted to put my phone on silent so I could focus on the reading. But I think one of the things that is so important here is you're recognizing that your divine nature, okay, your desire to help and heal others, your desire to appeal to people's compassion, to get them to, make wiser choices when it comes to how they treat other people, how they see the world, how they navigate and maneuver, around other people, and what that looks like in our society at large. Like, you are a big thinker, dude. Like the energy that's coming through here, like, you are not just thinking small peanuts on like your life, your little world, like, oh, I need to, have a better like skincare routine. I don't know. It's just what's coming to me. Like, these are things that you may care about, is taking care of yourself and having, again, that dignity, that self-respect, all these things. But that is not the end all be all for you. For you, that is a foundation. For you, those are things that you want to master so that you can be in your best energy, so that you can then go on to make amazing things happen in the world. Like the whole world. You are a global thinker, dude. You're a global thinker. I have to get some more cards because this is like a beautiful reading in that you are starting to realize how strong you really are. And you're starting to realize what your purpose really is. And you may have gotten lost along the way, okay? We all do from time to time, especially when so many other people around us have lost their way as well, right? Very easy to get thrown off. Look at that, 10 of Swords in reverse. This is completion. And look at that, the Hermit as well. Some of you went through some painful endings, okay? That is obvious to me that you have been through it. I feel like there's people out there who maybe tried to beat that divinity out of you. They may have tried to make you doubt yourself, thwart your efforts, make you feel dumb, make you feel naive, whatever it is, to try and tell you like, hey, your version of reality is not real. Your version of wanting, this may even be hurting some of your guys' feelings just hearing this kind of stuff, like theoretically, because you have been beaten down so much by other people. And you didn't even know it was a competition, babes. Like, it really breaks my heart. It's like so sweet, honestly. Like, your energy is so sweet. And I feel like you were probably a very sweet child. You were probably very compassionate. I'm like even getting a little bit like teary. I feel like you were very compassionate. You're very like, very concerned for other people's well-being. You had a lot of wisdom, like a lot of deep inner wisdom about how to resolve conflict in your family. You had a lot of insight into like how to make things better, how to improve things, but because you were young, I feel like people really underestimated you, and they kind of treated you like you just didn't know any better. And that once you see what the world is really like, right? i.e., we're all a bunch of selfish, violent assholes, excuse my language, then you'll realize how naive you are to care about other people, how naive it is to think that you can help people solve their problems. It's so naive of you to think that you have the power to change the world. It's just like very jaded, let me just say, jaded, pessimistic, unhealed, damaged type of perspective. It's a distortment. It is not the truth. It is actually bullshit. These are wounded people who taught you wounded ways of looking at the world, and they try to beat that divinity out of you and make you feel stupid for even thinking that way. You know, by being like, oh, you think this is unfair? Well, let me show you unfair, right? Or let me give you something to cry about. Those types of fucking people. And I'm talking about like your parents, your siblings, other adults in your life, teachers, other peers in your life as you grow into adulthood, like very jaded energy. So you hid yourself away. And I feel like the Hermit is saying that like you have a light within you. Okay. And when you isolate yourself from others and you take a step back from distorted thinking, you actually give yourself an opportunity to grieve, and you grieve for others. This is seriously like making me emotional. I feel like you grieve for others and their loss of innocence and their loss of divinity, that they're not able to see the way ahead. They're not able to see the truth. And there's part of you that's very, very like, God, this reading is really getting emotional. It's like you, in a way, I feel like you have so much like hope and optimism for everybody, and it breaks your heart that they don't see it in themselves, and that they don't see it in others, and that they just give up, and that they just say, well, fuck everybody, then I'm just gonna focus on myself, or fuck me too, right? Like some people, excuse my language, y'all, I'm cursing in this reading too, like it happens, okay? But it's more like when people give up on themselves and they throw themselves in the trash, right? And they just say, who cares about any of this? And it's like, you know that it matters. You know that they matter. Their experience matters. You know, the way they treat other people matters. The way they treat themselves matters. Like we all witness one another. Okay? So you are a leader. You are going to help lead people out of the darkness. It's a spiritual path that you're on. Like you are spiritually healing yourself and others every single fucking day. Every day you get up out of bed and take care of yourself. Every day you get up out of bed and you share your knowledge with the world, or you share your wisdom, your compassion, your empathy. Every day that you get up and you go out that door, you are a spiritual warrior, and you are also a spiritual leader, and you have so much compassion and gentleness in you. Please don't ever let the world take that away from you. That is what you are meant to do. It is part of your divine path. It's part of your divine path. And somebody out there may have seen this in you and it struck a chord with them. And the reason why it struck a chord is because maybe they had a similar journey. Maybe they had a similar calling or a similar type of, innocence, right? When they entered the world, and that was taken from them, and somebody beat it out of them. And so they decided, you know what? I was an idiot for thinking that way. And their way of trying to protect you is by holding you back, or by trying to destroy that innocence in you before someone else had a chance to, right? Because they thought that it would make you stronger. They thought that it would make you more capable of handling the cruelty of the world, whatever it was. But what they didn't realize is they were actually really damaging your foundation and your ability to be independent. They were damaging your ability to take care of yourself. And they were damaging your ability to have secure connections and relationships with other people. They were damaging your entire life path by fucking with you on such a deep spiritual level and acting like they were doing you a favor, Some of you might really be resonating with this, okay? If you are, you know what to do. Hit the buttons, come back again, okay? Because we're friends, right? Like I feel like we're in this journey together. Whenever we find one another on these platforms, like these platforms, believe it or not, are actually part of a divine purpose for humanity too. A lot of the things that we see in our daily life, we don't even realize how much they mean to our evolution, or how important they are to our group experience on this planet, and how we are actually coming together in a way that has never happened before. Like this is very divine, orchestrated, like type of shit, okay? So imagine you're, just an example, okay? Imagine that you are like a computer scientist, right? And this is just something you feel called to do. You're interested in it. It lights you up. You get excited to do it. Like it feels like part of your divine path. And you're helping create the foundation for, social media platforms later in the future. You have no idea that that's what you're doing, but all you know is that you're excited about this thing. You feel like it's a part of your purpose, right? Or there's some deeper thing going on that you zero in on it, and you're locked in and you fucking love it, and there's nothing that's going to stop you from pursuing it, right? People might be like, y'all are crazy. This isn't going to go anywhere. I can't believe y'all think that you can do this. Like the internet, what is that? You know what I mean? This is just an example, because now imagine life without it. Like it is so integral to all of us worldwide. And this is something that some people out there somewhere in a lab, in a university, somewhere, somebody felt inspired to pursue this. And I just want to say, like, you're one of those people right now. Like, I'm like getting emotional. Like, you don't even realize how important you are. You don't even know that the inspiration that you have for all these little funny things, these tiny little things that you think don't matter at all. You know, you want to post a funny video, you want to, like, you know, go and write a blog, you want to drop a comment, you like someone's video, like, you're changing the course of history just with your little contribution. You think it's small, but you never know where things can go. And I feel like the message here is, like, you have to let these things go. You have to let go of the past, let go of the competition, let go of the pain and the fear and the suffering. And I feel like you really need to walk away. Like, look at this. 8 of Cups in reverse. You've not finished walking away from all of the garbage that people have thrown on you. Okay? All of the stones people have tossed, all of the, you know, the milkshakes and the slushies and the, you know, the mud and the eggs and the tomatoes. Like, people have been like, boo. We don't like divinity. We don't like kindness. We don't like empathy. We don't like compassion, right? We don't like that you are confident in yourself. We don't like that whatever it is, babe, you will know, okay? And a lot of times I feel like we need to question ourselves, okay? And if you have taken the time to question yourself and you still feel like you've been done an injustice, then you need to just accept that that's what it was. Stop gaslighting yourself. Stop questioning it. Stop being like, well, am I the problem? Look, babe, I'm just saying, we all got problems, right? None of us are perfect, but you existing as you are is not the problem. Now, I don't want to feed your delusions. If you got shit to work on, please, by all means, you know what I mean? I think you'll know the difference. But the thing is that when you were a divine, innocent, compassionate child, okay, or you were young, or you were even just still had some sense of optimism, some sense of hope and of, you know, like, we can do things better. Like, we don't have to stop here. Like, this is okay, but there's still a lot of people suffering. There's still a lot of people dying needlessly, right? I think some of you guys are spiritual leaders on a whole nother level, okay? This is no gimmicks, no tricks, no magic tricks up the sleeve, okay? This is the real deal. And I feel like, I mean, this is like, and I don't mean to be like delusional here, guys, okay? So please take this as it resonates, but I'm just saying, like, I'm not even religious like this, but like Jesus level spiritual leader, like someone who's going to leave a mark on history for the rest of human history, as long as written history is, you know, intact. I feel like you're going to make a huge impact on humanity. And this is part of your destiny. You're meant to do this. And it may seem crazy to you because you're literally like, me? Like, little old me? Like, it's gonna be weird. You're like, yo, it doesn't make sense because I should be wearing a white robe, walking barefoot in the forest with like no shred of guilt or remorse or mistakes ever in my life. I should be perfect. Like, that's not the point. That's not even relevant. Like, you're going to be so blown away by the fact that you, all along, through all your mistakes, through all the judgment, through all of the pain and the suffering and all of the hell that you've been through, Lord Jesus, you were the one the whole time. And not just the only one, but you were one of the ones, okay? And you're gonna be shook because you're gonna be like, wait a minute, I'm not the only one? No, not at all. Congratulations. And honestly, thank God for the rest of us. Thank God for us all, that there's people like you and like you and like you and like you. And that is part of breaking down the walls of competition, is realizing that it's not a race to the top. It's not a competition who's the most spiritual, who's the most tapped in, you know? You're realizing, thank God I'm not the only one. Hallelujah. Like, I hope you guys feel this energy. I really hope you do, because this is an energy of thank God I'm not alone. Thank God there's other people like me. Like, If it was just me, I would lose the competition. Like, I cannot keep up with y'all. I cannot heal all of you. I cannot help you guys rise to the top. I cannot help you pull yourself out of the gunk and the gutter. I cannot do all this alone. And the beautiful thing, I think, is you're going to start to realize that everybody has divinity in them. Everybody is the one. We are a team. We are a unit. And if we don't work together, then we're all fucked. Like, period. Like, not to get catastrophic on you guys. Like, try not to catastrophize. Try not to, inflate things and make them extreme. But there are some things, guys, that are undeniably fucking wrong here. Okay? Undeniably wrong. And part of your journey, okay, is to shine light on this. Part of your journey is to be a guiding light in the darkness. Part of your journey is to show up for people when they need you the most, and you won't even know these people. That's the beauty of the internet, y'all. We are changing lives every day. If you have the faith in yourself to show up, God does the rest, okay? And, you take that with a grain of salt. I'm talking about the higher power. God does the rest. All you got to do is show up and mean it. I feel like it's beautiful. It's crazy. Like, and then you got the Two of Cups. I feel like, y'all, regardless of what you've been through, I feel like you really, really realize how important love is. And not just romantic love, but this is the union of two souls, okay? Often this depicts romantic love. Romantic love is an important part of your journey. I'm not going to minimize that because I can see it here, right? And I can feel it. There's someone else here who is going to come together with you in such a way that it is going to reveal your divinity, and you can't deny it anymore, and it's going to bring you right into alignment. And it's not to say, like, once Prince Charming comes along, then everything's going to be better and, happily ever after, right? This is really about you seeing yourself in someone else, and someone else seeing themselves in you. It's so beautiful. Okay, we're going to pull some more cards because, wow, this is a powerful reading. I hope you guys are resonating, okay? I'd really like to come on here and do lives more often. So, just keep showing me you guys enjoy the readings, and, I'll keep showing up, vice versa. Let's do this together, okay? But y'all, I feel like you're letting go of the past. I feel like anything in the past that has gotten in your way and prevented you from feeling whole, happy, divinely connected to source and spirit and being appreciated, I feel like that's coming to an end. Look at that. You've got the Two of Pentacles in reverse. I feel like you've been thrown off balance, okay? I feel like there's like this towering, looming darkness in the background. You see these mountains? It's like this towering, looming darkness in the background. And I feel like it has really led you off your path feeling just like depressed, sad, Look at that. Ace of Cups. The Ace of Cups is coming out to tell me that the universe has your back, like God loves you or whatever, right? And you're going to go far. Like, you are going to go far, and you're going to help heal other people. Okay, Spirit's wanting me to close out the reading. So if I was you guys, take a moment after this reading, if you get the opportunity, if you feel called to, take a moment and just allow yourself the time to tap in, because while the internet can be a pretty awesome thing, I think it's also really important to pause and reflect, really digest what it is you're receiving. And if this message resonated with you and you feel like, I am a divine being, I do have love in my heart for other people, I want to heal people, I want to help the world, but I feel so overwhelmed. I feel like I don't know where to start. I feel like I don't have any support. I feel like everyone's in competition with me, and all I want is a team. All I want is a community. I feel like need to realize that, like, you're a crown jewel, okay? No matter what anybody says to you or the way that they treat you, now don't be delulu, okay, right? If you're being a raging lunatic asshole, excuse my language, and people are like, hey dude, you're being kind of an asshole, like, take that advice, you know what I mean? Try to be receptive when people are trying to guide you in a better direction, because we can't always be the leader. Sometimes we need to be led, and that's okay too. Sometimes we fall off our path, honey. All right, but if you're screaming at the barista, right? You're talking garbage to people online, you're trying to make people feel bad about themselves, like, whatever it is, get it together, okay? You're embarrassing yourself, right? And not only that, but you know, you're not contributing to the world in the way that you could be, the way that you're meant to. And it does hurt and it does suck. 5 of Cups. It sucks when people treat you like garbage. It sucks when you feel like people don't understand you, they don't receive you. You start to bully your way through life because you feel like you have to demand respect, right? But you don't realize that sometimes your perspective is distorted. You don't realize that sometimes people aren't actually being mean to you. You know, maybe someone else is having a bad day. It has nothing to do with you. You have to have the grace and the compassion to be kind to other people. And if you ever catch yourself falling off the path because someone else is maybe not being so kind to you, you need to realize that you have way more, like you are actually holding yourself back. Like you're holding yourself back by acting like that. So anyway, I digress, but all I'm saying is you are and you always have been divine and pure, and you did not deserve what happened to you. You did not deserve, you know, this mentality that's been forced upon you. And also, you did not, like, you need to forgive yourself for creating these defense mechanisms that have pretty much prevented you from being who you really are. And you're also starting to prevent other people from being who they really are, because you take everything personally, or you place yourself in the center of everything without realizing that, like, you're not the only one. You know, we're a team, we're a group, we're a unit. Like, we cannot be fighting one another to the point of, you know, like our entire world basically being ripped apart at the seams. Okay? So our life is important. Our goals are important. Our purpose is important. Each and every one of us, okay? But some of us, I feel like, are going to help lead other people out of the darkness. You know what I mean? And I think some of us have this innate ability, and it is a gift, okay? And in ancient times, in every culture, there was always spiritual leaders, and they were recognized by their groups, and they were put in those positions because that's who they were. And the whole community could see it, and they loved them for it, and they supported them, and they were so grateful to have them as a part of their community, because they were able to see things that other people couldn't see, you know what I mean? Or they were able to get intuitive downloads that were like, hey, I think that this is how we should move as a group. This is something I'm feeling very passionate about, I'm feeling very strongly about, you know, and the group listened to them and they worked together, and lo and behold, right? That spiritual leader was correct. And so I think that the more we start to trust one another and trust ourselves and pull ourselves up out of the gutter and out of the mud, like, we're going to move in this beautiful new direction. And I feel like this is going to be known as like the healing age, or like, you know how we've had like the dark ages, the golden ages, you know, whatever. This is going to be the beginning of a whole new era of healing, where I feel like we're going to start moving away from, like, you know, combat and warfare. We're going to start moving away from like corporate takeovers. We're going to start moving away from mass incarceration. Like, these are all elements of like an oppressive system. And I feel like that your spiritual healing journey, even if it's as simple as you doing a tarot reading on TikTok, right, is going to be helping lead us in that direction. You have to believe it in yourself. It's like the buffalo. They lead their herd to water. Like, we are so thirsty, okay, as a society, and we're so confused, and it's because everyone is competing for our attention and our money. And we need to realize that this is taking us in a very dark and dangerous direction, and we have to start pulling back from that, and we need to start healing and moving forward in a better way. And so with that, I will leave this reading, you know, I'll end it there. I love you all so much. I have so much faith in us, and I really hope that we're able to come together and start healing, forgiving each other, right? And learn to forgive ourselves and start to really, really heal as a society. So I love you guys so much. And I really hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please hit the like button, subscribe, and all that stuff. Come back again for future readings. I'm going to start going live more often too. So if you hit the bell, you'll know when I go live. And that way you can drop questions in the chat box. You can interact with me, and we can have a fun time. So anyway, I may have a small platform, but I've been doing tarot for a very long time. So I hope that you guys will give me an opportunity to continue doing that and support me in my channel. So anyway, bye. Have a good one.